cover. Let's dive into this really quickly. Hi, I'm Mike. Welcome to a Motovation USA brief unboxing where you can buy anything, everything premium for your motorcycle. But before we go into the video, let's take care of some of the YouTube stuff. I'm gonna need you to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up, all right? It's gonna help the channel grow. Lots to cover. We're gonna unbox the Gilles Tooling Mue2. Super excited, very OEM style with lots of flexibility. We're gonna quickly unpackage this thing and throw it on the Ducati Street Fighter V4S. I'm fairly new to the Gilles Tooling game. Absolutely beautiful. Fit and finish is immaculate. Let's unbox it and throw it off. Here we go. I am thoroughly excited to get the Gilles Tooling Mue2s on the Street Fighter V4S. Oh, that's so dope. That's so fire. Yes, that's so nasty, man. This is it. This is the brake side, man. These things are incredible. I am holding it in disbelief to how amazing these are, and I'm super privileged I'm able to do this video, to be honest. It's just really cool, and these opportunities are something that I truly value and appreciate from the entire team at Motovation USA. So let's continue going. I know I'm getting a little soft and mushy about this, but let's crack this. You have multiple points here where you can adjust. There is a little bit of a notch on this side right there. Hopefully you can kind of make that out. That way you know. So you can rotate. You can also slide it back or forwards. Really cool. They do include a heel guard, and it's metal. It's not going to shift or anything like that. Love that. Now take a look at the milling. It's so fine, so tiny. The precision work, and I'm sure the man hours it takes, or at least the machining hours it takes to complete this, it's something that I'll never know. I just get to experience the tail end of it where it's completely done. Of course, you have ton of grip on the toe box section. You're not going to slide off. Also, you have ton of grip here to rest the heel of your foot. Really dope. Now, what's really dope about this piece is that it's modular. Everything can be replaced, or if they're broken, if they're damaged, the stainless steel hardware, this component, that component, the levers, the possibilities here are endless. Now, as I rotate a little bit here, you have a slider in case if you're one of those guys that's getting maximum lean and go on the track, not for the streets, all right? Don't go out there being no street Rossi. You have a slider up here also. That way you don't get any of that weird friction. Absolutely impressive. And I'm so excited to put this on. You guys are gonna love them. Also, where you rest your foot, that is bendable as well. You get some actuation. Let's say if you drop the bike or something like that, it's not gonna break off. All right, so that's dope as well. You do have some markings right on the inside. That means you can move it forwards or backwards or rotating. You can see another screw here. You can adjust this to your liking based on your shoe size, your foot size. Ton of flexibility. Everything on here is absolutely premium, and I love that they include the heel guard, guys. I mean, you can get a carbon fiber one, but realistically, it's dope to know that you're spending that kind of money. Everything is included. You're ready to go. You don't have to mod your bike at all. You just put this thing on. Another thing too that I love, you can tell Gilles Tooling's experience with doing OEM parts for the Yamaha R1 and BMW M package here in their design. In most cases, aftermarket rear sets tend to have a very bold look where it kind of makes a statement that it's aftermarket. This is not OEM. Gilles Tooling is going the complete opposite way. They want their parts to look like your bike actually came that way, with the benefits of being able to adjust it the way you like, and it's very subtle. I want to show you guys this right in the back. This is the shifter side again. Now, you do have the option to ride your bike GP shifting or standard OEM shifting. If you guys have any question, if this is your first time seeing the Gilles Tooling brand, hit me up in the comment section down below, because I'm fairly new to the game when it comes to Gilles Tooling, and I am thoroughly thrown back by how amazing and impressive the quality that they bring to the market. All right, here we go. So we're gonna install the Gilles Tooling Mue2s on the Street Fighter V4S. We're gonna start off by removing these two bolts and then start working our way down to get to the back. So we're doing the actual right side of the bike. That's the brake side. And what I love with the Gilles Tooling setup, it allows you to keep your OEM setup without touching the brake lines or any other parts of the bike. Let's get started. So the reason why I'm pulling the master cylinder off, so that way I have access to this bolt back here. Oh yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And if you're looking to get any Gilles parts, make sure you hit us up at motovationusa.com. Only place to shop for premium parts. All links will be in the description down below. Now we're gonna move to these two main bolts, one here, and then there's one below here. I'm gonna use a 6mm and crank away at this bad boy right over here. So to have a little bit more clearance room to work back here, I'm gonna remove the heel guard real quick, or at least shift it over of the bike, the right side, and then do the easy side for the end. Very tight working area, so I pulled off the heel guard. There we go. And loosen things up a little bit. Once you pull off the right foot peg, it's still gonna be somewhat connected because you're gonna have to snip the zip tie. That's gonna be the brake switch sensor that's still connected at the very bottom here, which we have to release and transfer it over. Let's get that going. You're gonna remove this piece that's gonna give you access to the brake switch sensor. Go. And now I'm gonna release this piece, but first let's undo the zip tie. It's gonna give you a little bit more room to work. Just want to show you guys one more thing. If you look here at the brake switch sensor, it's basically pushed down by the spring down here, keeping it active. When you do press the foot brake down, it releases the contact. Hopefully you can see that. Release the contact, and then your brake light comes on. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna apply a little bit of pressure on the inside just so we can push it out. I'm gonna release the pressure from the brake sensor, sticking my hand in there a little bit. That way there's no contact, it's loose. Then I'm gonna take a flathead screwdriver and then just apply a little bit of pressure. You can see here, this is gonna come right out. Getting the brake sensor out without damaging the damn switch is a work of art. It's gonna take time. Slow down. Don't force it, because if you break the tabs, this is connected to your harness, so don't mess around, man. Take your time, slow down, and take a breather and get it done right. We're gonna jump on the bench real quick. That way we remove certain components that needs to be placed on the Gilles Tooling aftermarket Rearsets from the OEM setup. Now we're gonna move it over to the new Gilles Tooling Rearset. There's one more thing we gotta take out from the OEM. Gonna take this screw out. There we are. Everything from the OEM has been removed. You're gonna grab yourself some medium level Loctite, and then you're gonna repurpose this spring into the new Rearset. Gonna drop a little Loctite on here. Now we're gonna pretty much hand tighten it down. So just a quick heads up, guys, this will need to be tightened down, torqued down to 10 Newton meters, okay? Perfect. And now we're gonna take this nut and bolt setup that came from the OEM Rearsets. We're gonna apply it to the Gilles Tooling Mue2s. You wanna make sure it's set up to 3.5 millimeter height right here, just like that. Unthread that completely. So we're gonna put some Loctite on here, guys, recommended. We're gonna thread it down to 3.5 millimeter. That's gonna set it up in the OEM position. It's fairly low. What you do is just mark it a lot lower. Perfect. Now we're gonna tighten it down, make sure it does not move. There we go. Here we go, guys. 3.5 millimeter setup, Loctite. Both pieces have been repurposed. Now let's get moving so we can finish this install. Now that we're all set up with the Gilles Mue2s ready to go to be installed, we transfer everything over. Now we're gonna set up the rear brake switch with this component that Gilles Tooling has provided. We're gonna slide it in between here. Perfect. Now the brake sensor switch is all set up. Now we're gonna take this rubber part from the OEM that was hinged on the side right there, and we're gonna repurpose it to the new setup. Here's the new piece that's provided by Gilles Tooling. Gonna slide it right in there. Perfect. And of course it's gonna hinge right down here. We got one more step to do. In the master cylinder, we're gonna remove this piece and replace it with the one that Gilles Tooling has provided. Let me show you what it looks like. There we go. Now we're gonna slide the new one in. It's a little bit on the snug side. Okay, that's all done. I know it looks a little bit off. There's a little bit of a gap, but in the instruction manual, there is a little bit of a gap. So just a heads up, you're pretty much good to go. It's pretty snug. There's like no movement, no motion. All right, let's wrap this side of the bike up. We're gonna take this piece that Gilles Tooling provided, gonna align it to the outside. That way it's sandwiching the brake switch sensor. And then you're gonna take these two screws that's been provided by Gilles Tooling. You're gonna apply some medium Loctite on there as well, and then run it through. You're gonna take the same little component that's right here. You're gonna slide it right in between, right there. Does it make sense? Perfect. And now, you take the same component. Just keep in mind, this is a little challenging doing this with one hand and recording, guys. And you will need to tighten this down to 6 Newton meters, just so you're aware. Things are looking pretty good. You're also gonna run the same wire up to here and then zip tie it so that way it can fit just like the OEM. It'll be zip tied right into this loop right here, guys. All right, here we go. We're gonna torque these down real quick. So now, just gonna slide this right at the very bottom here. And up, there you go. Okay. Now we're gonna run that little zip tie through. There you go. We're gonna torque these down to 20 Newton meters. All right, guys, let's finish up this side real quick. Just gonna lift a little bit and slide this piece in. There we go. There we go. Now we're just gonna tighten these down and we should be pretty much done, guys. Very exciting for this. These are supposed to be tightened down to 10 Newton meters. There we go, right side is done. We're gonna do a quick test to check the rear brakes, to see if that's working properly, and then we'll move to the next thing. Here we are, guys. We're on the left side of the bike. We're gonna quickly remove the OEM gear shifter rear set. We're gonna remove these two bolts here and the one that's holding the shift linkage. In some cases we might have to remove this one, but we're gonna try to do it without having to remove this one, okay? So once you've completely removed the rear sets, just have something to hold it at the bottom. That way it's not completely flush to the floor and it's not pulling on the sensor. So now that gives us access at the very bottom here for us to loosen the bolt. Let me show you guys. We're gonna get to the back here so we can release the shifter linkage, okay? You're gonna need a 4mm. It's gonna be a little awkward getting back there. And now we're gonna thread this one through. That's the one provided. Straight through just like that. That was a lot more work that needed to be done because it was so tight back there to kind of fit and do it. It took me a lot longer. All right, last step, and then we're pretty much done, guys. Gonna bring this up. Now we're gonna torque it down and we're pretty much good to go, guys.
I told you guys, it was pretty in-depth. Key thing I love about the Gilles Tooling setup is the fact that you do not need to touch anything OEM. It's just a plug and play system. Some of the key things you want to watch out for: removing the brake switch sensor could be a little tricky. Slow down, take your time. Make sure you have the right tools, because some tasks took me a little bit longer because I had to get in there, get a little tight. Now, I know you're done with this video. Jump to the next video, enjoy that, smash that thumbs up. We appreciate you watching. As recommended, use your parts purchase to support the store that support your sport. Motovation USA gives back to the riding community with everything from safety seminar courses and World Ride Racing sponsorships. For the most trusted parts and accessories, shop motivationusa.com, where the links are gonna be at, in the description down below. Grab one for yourself. Let's get it, man. Catch you guys on the next one. Deuces.